something that I just got that I impulse bought. Well, sort of. This is the um, the King of Elfland's daughter, which is a very old book that I have never read, but after reading about it, when I saw this edition, I thought, okay, let's get it. Not in the least because I wanted to read it, but I thought how beautiful to show to you guys. So I'm very excited to go through this with you guys. I hope you are too. We'll go through and I'll kind of explain it for people who don't know, like me until recently. But essentially, this is a 100-year-old story that's been republished by Folio Society, which is the same as a publisher as some of the other stuff I've shown you guys before, and they're just really quality with what they do. For example, they had a little note in with the book. Leather is amongst the oldest materials used for book binding and has long been synonymous with the tradition of fine book publishing. The leather used for this edition has been handcrafted using time-honored techniques to produce a durable and unique binding. It is a natural product and as such has markings and characteristics which are inherent parts of its beauty, which I love. Just love it. So, what's even more interesting about this is that this was only made, there was only 500 copies made. So we have a hand numbered copy of those 500 here. Very exciting stuff. Before we go any further, though, I do want to say that today is really hot, so I do have a fan on. I apologize if that is distracting to you, but I literally cannot do this video without that on because the last thing I want to do is overheat whilst I'm looking at this. These hands need to keep cool. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. So, this is the titular character, the daughter of the King of Elfland, and this continues on to the back, which is, of course, a motif of a castle, and I just love this outer cover in general. This is where the book, of course, fits, and yeah, just gorgeous. I mean, look at the detail. This is all inlaid as well, really nicely. Lots of work has gone into this. And then we have the book itself, which has gorgeous colours. It's showing a little different on camera, but this is a nice light blue. This, of course, a silver, and then the darker blues. So, the king, the daughter, I believe, a wizard of some kind. And then our hero, I believe, will go into the book in a second. But first, we have the first of the illustrations in this book. Away with a ride of dancing and glory of colour, high in the light of the sun that had set from the sight of the fields, went wind and leaves together. With them went Larazel. And this is the depiction of that, which is just, look at that, stunning, right? Gorgeous, just beautiful. And I'm taking a lot of care with this because knowing that I am one of 500 people holding a copy of this now, you don't want to ruin the book or any of its pieces. So I will just tuck that in there for now. And we will move on to the book proper. So here we see another gorgeous illustration, that of a unicorn and dogs chasing the unicorn. Now, I believe it's the same, yeah, at the back. Gorgeous, really, really beautiful work. And as you can see here, the pages actually have a wonderful silver finish along the edge, just to really heighten the experience. So, I know you probably can't see this very well, but this 2024 edition of The King of Elfland's Daughter, introduced by Aaron Morgenstern and illustrated by Julie Dillon, is published by the Folio Society to celebrate, let me try that again, to celebrate the centenary of its first publication, signed by the introducer and illustrator. It is limited to 500 numbered copies and 20 lettered copies. Hors de commerce. Don't know what that means. I'm not that intelligent. But yeah, this is copy number 410. I think it would have been funny if it was 420, but 410 will do. So here we have our signatures. And then we have another gorgeous image here, very reminiscent of, actually, one second, let's just move this off to the side so that we can properly open this. I'll just zoom in slightly. That's better. Okay. So we have the king and the daughter there. So this is written by Lord Dunsany, I believe it's pronounced. I looked it up, forgot it, looked it up again, forgot it. Introduced by Aaron Morgenstern and with a foreword by Neil Gaiman or Gaiman. Julie Dillon. Just wow. So we have all of our contents here, the chapters, and so on. Illustrations. So I was thinking we'll jump to illustrations next. So number 6. As you can see, really gorgeous lettering, even. A picture of what I assume is a mage, and of course, it's the kind of, I assume, a very powerful sword. I need to keep this page of the contents to hand so I can refer back to it for the pages. Oh wow, look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at those colors. I feel so lucky to have this. Wow. Castle, the protagonist, and of course the woods, but very vibrant. Yeah. Okay. Number 38. The king. What a mystical aura around the king there. Wow. 78. Oh, come on. Open. Oh no. Oh, it's fine. I assume the hero is at his lowest point here. Looks like it. 95. An archer. I don't know if that's the same guy as before or a new one. Just say Orion here. So maybe that's Orion. 118. The unicorn, which is, I think, a more solid depiction of the inside of the covers there. Then we have 150. Oh gosh, some type of goblins or trolls. Trolls. Interesting. And 190. Some kind of attack, maybe. An haunting, very haunting, that one. That is the end of the illustrations. So, that actually is pretty bright there, isn't it? Let's see if we can. There, that's a bit better. I'll read a little of the introduction. I wish I could tell you about the copy of The King of Elfland's Daughter that I had found in a used bookstore when I was in high school. It was an edition from 1969. Its time crackled cover depicted a unicorn surrounded by a hunter and his dogs in saturated, splendid colours against a stark black background. The story felt like that too, equal parts vibrant and deep. I wish I could tell you about the copy of The King of Elfland's Daughter that I carried around in college. That one was crisp and new in 1999, with a Waterhouse painting on the cover and a dozen of phrases that had caught my fancy, highlighted with blossom-coloured ink. Some apple-haunted hill, the birdless dawn, little forsaken things. I wish I could tell you about the second edition of The King of Elfland's Daughter that I hunted like a treasure. It was published in 1924, the same year as the first edition, and has an understated, wow, let me try that again, and has an understated blue cloth cover and the peculiar scent of very old books that it is its own sort of magic. I cannot tell you about any of these well-loved books because I have only read The King of Elfland's Daughter in this fleeting hour called now, and I am more than a little annoyed that I missed it for so many years. It has always been there, since long before I was born, yet somehow I never spotted it. A mermaid in a sea of stories, always just out of sight. It goes on to elaborate and say that this book is a really in-depth kind of proto-fantasy book, and that it is an amazing read, well worth your time if you're a fantasy lover, but that it's an old book rediscovered because so many people don't necessarily jump to it. People have seen, the work of Tolkien and stuff like that. This is like that, but not as revered. But it's still part of that kind of cultural consciousness. You might not have read, The King of Elfland's Daughter, but you've definitely read something influenced by it at some point. I mean, this all looks very Lord of the Rings. Not saying Tolkien, Tolkien couldn't because he was in the same era, but how many things that we attribute to maybe Tolkien also have roots in Lord Dunsany's The King of Elfland's Daughter. I would love to sit and read this to you guys all day, but I think I just kind of want to show you guys this amazing book with unicorns and dogs and hunters and trolls, and just marvel at how wonderful it is for a little bit and be happy that I got this amazing thing to read. So I'm very excited to get into it. If you guys would be interested in me reading some, or just discussing it once I have read it. Let me know. I'd love to do something like that. In the meantime, guys, this has been the King of Elfland's Daughter. I hope you enjoyed. I'm really enjoying how amazing it looks. I hope you've had a nice little relax. I hope you've had a nice little I hope this has been a kind of point of interest for you. Hopefully. I really enjoy doing these top-down, let's look through something like we've been doing. So, again, if you want more of that, let me know. With that said,